welcome to the deep dive. We don't just skim the surface here. We really get into it, take a compelling source, and pull out the insights, the stuff you can actually use.
Exactly.
And today our source is English at Work. It's this narrative about Anna Petrova focusing on her journey to, finding her confidence using English in her job.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really more than just learning a language, isn't it? It feels like it's about tackling challenges, personal growth.
Oh, absolutely. It tracks her through all these different situations she faces. Starting the job, new city, dealing with tricky customer calls.
Right.
Speaking up in meetings.
Right.
Then taking an actual English class, doing video calls, even mentoring someone else.
Wow, okay.
And then presenting to the whole company, and finally, traveling abroad for work. It's quite a progression. You see the challenges kind of build on each other.
So our mission then for this deep dive is to look at Anna's story and really pull out those core lessons, those sort of aha moments, the things that might click for anyone facing something new, especially if it involves communication or, building up that self-belief.
Exactly. It's about finding those universal takeaways.
Okay, let's dive in. Chapter 1, the new job. This is where it all starts.
Right. So Anna's just starting this customer service job. English is crucial. She's moved from a smaller town, new city, and while she can read and write English, okay, speaking it feels like a whole different challenge. That initial nervousness, that self-doubt, it's very relatable, I think.
Definitely. That feeling of, am I good enough? But she has that little mantra, doesn't she? I can do this.
She does. It's that little spark, that internal push.
Yeah, that willingness to even start. And those first interactions are so important. The receptionist meeting Mark, her team leader, and Lucy, her coworker.
Mark's words especially. Your English is good. Just take your time. Everyone here is friendly. If you don't understand something, ask. It's okay. That's huge.
That really sets the tone, doesn't it? Creates that psychological safety you need.
It really does. It lowers that anxiety, that sort of affective filter that can block learning. Yeah. And then Lucy's there with the more peer encouragement. After 1 week, you'll feel like a pro.
Nice. So she starts with emails, which seems like a smart move. Playing to her strengths first.
Yeah, exactly. Reading and writing, less real-time pressure. And her first email is simple, clear, polite. Dear customer, thank you for your email. You know the type. And Mark's feedback is positive. Looks great, clear and polite. That's what we need. That reinforces the basic principles.
But then the phone call, the first real test of spoken English at work.
It's a dun, dun, dun. You can almost feel her heart rate jump. But Lucy's right there beside her.
That support must have been critical, knowing someone's got your back.
Absolutely. It's like a safety net. The customer issue itself is straightforward, a charger not working, but for Anna, it's a mountain.
So how does she handle it?
She takes it step by step, listens, asks questions, works through it. Lucy's even taking notes to help.
Yeah.
And she manages it.
She does it.
She does. And Lucy's reaction is just pure gold. You did it. You were amazing. That kind of immediate, enthusiastic feedback is so powerful.
You need that validation, especially after facing a fear like that.
Totally. It's not just about solving the customer's problem. It's about proving to herself that she can navigate these interactions. It's a small win, but it builds momentum.
And her thought at the end of the day, I spoke English at work today. I didn't give up. That feels like a real turning point, even on day one.
It is. It shifts her mindset from just apprehension to okay, I did that. It sets the stage.
So moving into the second week, chapter 2, the first challenge, she's starting to build confidence.
Yeah, you see her actively collecting tools. She starts writing down useful phrases. Can you please explain the issue? I will look into it. Practical things she can rely on.
Smart. Proactive learning.
Exactly. And Mark notices her progress, tells her she's learning fast, that ongoing encouragement helps.
But then comes the real challenge, the angry customer.
Ah, yes. The trial by fire.
Yeah.
Broken camera, wanting a refund, speaking fast, angry.
Hmm.
It's a lot.
I can imagine. That's tough even in your native language.
Definitely. And Anna's first reaction is just to freeze, blank out. Which is so common, right? That cognitive overload hits.
Yeah. Been there. Your brain just stops.
But again, Lucy's there. Just to whisper, you can do it. Stay calm. Like an anchor.
And does it help?
Seems to. Anna manages to push through the anger, focus on the facts, asks for the order number, figures out the problem is actually a missing photo for the refund request.
So she cuts through the emotion to the practical issue. That's a key skill.
It really is. And interestingly, once she calmly explains the photo issue, the customer's tone shifts. They sort of calm down too.
Shows the power of staying calm and clear yourself, doesn't it?
Absolutely. De-escalation through clarity. And afterwards, both Lucy and Mark praise her, not just for fixing it, but how she did it. Calm, listened, explained. Perfect service, Mark says.
That must have felt amazing.
You bet. And this leads to a deeper realization for Anna.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can really do this job in English. It's more solid this time.
And she celebrates with cake. I like that.
Huh, yeah. And writes herself a note. Don't be afraid. You understand more than you think. It's like she's internalizing the success, realizing that overcoming a tough challenge really boosts that self-belief.
Okay, so next hurdle. Chapter 3, Speaking in the Meeting. Public speaking. In English.
Yep, the stakes get higher again. Mark invites her to a team meeting, asks her to share her experiences, and her reaction is pretty much, what? Talk in front of everyone, in English.
Totally understandable anxiety.
For sure. But Mark's advice is great. Just be yourself. Simple words are good. Clear and honest is always best. He's not asking for a perfect presentation, just authenticity.
That's good advice for any presentation, really. Focus on clear communication.
Exactly. And she talks it over with Lucy at lunch, kind of prepping what she'll say, listing her actual tasks, answering calls, the refund issue, learning about shipping problems. She admits she's nervous but improving.
And Lucy helps frame it positively, right? Like, this isn't small stuff, it's real work and real progress.
Yeah, that pure validation is so important. Lucy tells her, that's big. Helps Anna see the value in her own experiences.
So the meeting happens. How does she do?
Mark introduces her supportively, and Anna, well, she speaks. She thanks the team, talks about her week, mentions the angry customer, learning about deliveries, how she asks questions and writes things down. She says she feels like part of the team.
Nice. She's honest about the process.
She is. And the team's reaction is really positive. They clap, offer encouraging words like, you spoke very well, your English is clear, don't worry about mistakes.
That's fantastic. Shows the power of being a bit vulnerable, maybe. People respond well to honesty.
I think so. Connecting is often more important than perfect grammar, especially in a team setting.
And what about Anna's reflection?
There's this subtle but important shift in her internal monologue. Before, it was, I don't know if I can, but I will try. Now she adds, and sometimes I can.
Acknowledging the successes, building that evidence file in her head.
Exactly. It's incremental. Each success makes the I can't part a little stronger.
Yeah.
And then she calls her mom, who's proud, which adds that lovely personal touch.
So she's making progress at work, but Chapter 4, After Work, After Fear, suggests she wants more.
Yeah, she realizes that while she's functional at work, she still has this underlying fear, especially of making mistakes, of sounding wrong. She finds a flyer for a free evening English class and decides to go.
taking ownership of her continued learning. That's a great sign.
It shows that growth mindset.
Yeah.
She wants to move beyond just getting by to speaking with real confidence.
And the class sounds like a positive environment.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The teacher, Sarah, has this motto: speak, smile, grow. It's welcoming. And the other students are all there for similar reasons, creating a sense of shared purpose.
What kind of things do they do?
Start simple: name, something you like. Anna says walking at sunset. Then this game called Wrong is Good.
Interesting name. How does that work?
The idea is to remove the fear of errors. Mistakes are framed as opportunities. Anna participates, tries to describe a busy street, struggles for a word, and says something like, a man with music in his ears.
Haha, descriptive.
Right. And Sarah gently introduces the word headphones, emphasizing that English grows when you speak, even with mistakes. It's about communication, not perfection.
That's such a crucial mindset shift for language learners. Fear of mistakes is paralyzing.
Totally. And Anna starts having fun with it, learns useful conversational bits. What do you think? Nah, I'm not sure, but maybe. That's interesting. Things that make conversation flow. They practice real-life stuff like ordering in a cafe.
Making it practical, applicable outside the classroom.
Exactly. And Anna has this big realization. English didn't feel like a test anymore. It felt like a key opening doors to friendship, to understanding, to life.
Wow. That's profound. It's become more than just a work tool.
It really has. And she gets these little affirmations outside the class, too. Lucy messages her about a call with a French customer, saying her voice sounded clear and strong. The local bakery owner comments on her improvement.
Those external validations must really help cement the feeling of progress.
Definitely. And Anna reflects that confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about trying even when you're not sure. English is becoming part of her life, not just her job.
Couplet 5, the video call. Another escalation. Technology being on camera.
Yep, adds a whole new layer of potential anxiety. Mark asks her to join a call with the international support team. Strangers, video feed, English. Anna's apprehensive.
Understandably, video calls can feel more exposing somehow.
They really can. That self-consciousness factor. Mark reassures her, though. You'll be great. You know your stuff. Speak slowly and clearly, like always. He reminds her of her existing strengths.
Did she practice?
She does, in front of her laptop. But she finds it hard seeing herself speak. Why is it so hard, she wonders. Many people feel that way.
So true. It makes you hyper-aware.
But she prepares strategically, makes a list of reminders, speak slowly, look at the camera, breathe, mistakes, okay, smile, practical anchors.
Good coping mechanisms. And the call itself.
She does it. Introductions happen, and she shares her updates on testing a new order system. She even identifies a bug, a real contribution.
Fantastic. So she delivered value despite the nerves.
Absolutely. And the feedback from the international team is positive. They praise her clarity, thank her for finding the bug. They found her easy to understand.
That must have been a huge confidence boost, getting that feedback from a new group.
Immense. And Mark is thrilled afterwards. Anna, seriously, you were awesome. Lucy sends congrats too.
What's Anna's takeaway from this?
A really powerful one. I didn't wait to be perfect. I just showed up. It's about action over procrastination fueled by fear, and her notebook entry is key. It's not about speaking without fear. It's about speaking through fear.
I love that. That feels much more achievable than eliminating fear entirely.
Exactly. It reframes the goal.
All right, Chapter 6, Teaching in English. This feels like a significant shift.
It really is. Mark asks Anna to help a new team member, Sophia, during her first week. He specifically mentions Anna's clarity. You explain things clearly. You're good at that.
Wow, that's huge recognition of her skills. From learner to guide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anna feels a mix of pride and nervousness, which is natural. Sophia herself mentions her English isn't great, and Anna immediately connects with that, reassures her, I felt the same. We'll go step by step.
That shared experience must create a good bond.
It does. And Sophia immediately notices Anna's clarity, says she can understand her easily, which must be validating for Anna too.
How does Anna approach the mentoring?
Patiently, slowly, simply, shows Sophia the systems, suggests tools like translators, shares her own early nerves. Sophia even says watching Anna helps a lot.
Learning by observing. And Anna sharing her vulnerability probably helps Sophia feel less alone.
Definitely. Sophia actually says, you're not just showing me the work, you're giving me courage, which is beautiful. Anna helps Sophia draft replies, offers gentle corrections.
Building Sophia's confidence step by step.
Right. And then comes the moment Sophia has to take a call alone, with Anna there for support. Sophia panics initially.
Oh, no.
But Anna encourages her, and Sophia manages it. She's thrilled afterwards. I was scared, but I did it.
Another victory facilitated by Anna.
Exactly. And Mark acknowledges Anna's role explicitly, says Sophia is doing well because of Anna. He praises her leadership teaching, making Sophia feel safe.
That's powerful feedback, recognizing her impact beyond her own tasks.
Huge. Anna's notebook entry sums it up. First I followed, then I spoke, now I teach. And Sophia leaves her a thank you note, hoping to help someone else someday like Anna helped her.
It shows how skills and confidence can ripple outwards. English becoming a bridge for Anna as she realizes.
Precisely. A tool for connection and support, not just tasks.
Okay, Chapter 7. Speaking to the company. This sounds like the biggest audience yet.
Oh, yeah. The all-company meeting. Mark asks Anna to speak. We're talking potentially hundreds of people. The scale, the language. Anna's understandably taken aback.
That's a massive leap from a team meeting.
Massive. But Mark expresses his belief in her, how far she's come. That trust is important.
So what does Anna do? How does she prepare?
She goes back to her notebook, draws inspiration from her journey, writes her opening line, now I speak for us all, which has a nice ring of confidence and representation to it.
It does, a sense of ownership.
She shares the speech draft with Lucy, who tells her to just speak like you always do with heart, encouraging that authenticity again. But yeah, the nerves are still there. She practices.
And the speech itself, how does it go?
She delivers it 5 minutes, shares her personal story, her journey with English, connects it to the teen's work and achievements.
That blend of personal and professional, and the reaction.
And overwhelmingly positive. Clapping emojis in the chat, messages pouring in, people inspired by her story, praising her English, her courage.
Wow, that must have felt incredible.
Absolutely. Mark congratulates her, saying she didn't just speak, she connected.
Right.
And Lucy jokes about a TED Talk.
Uh-huh. High praise indeed.
But the core realization for Anna here is deeper. She feels it wasn't just about English anymore. It was about voice, finding hers.
Ah, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Beyond just language proficiency.
Exactly. Her final notebook thought for this chapter is powerful. Today, I spoke to 200 people. I wasn't fluent, but I was true, and that was enough.
Authenticity over perfection again, such a key theme.
It really is.
Finally, Chapter 8, A Trip Abroad, London.
The final frontier, in a way.
Right.
Mark offers her the chance to attend a workshop in the London office. Real-world English immersion outside her familiar environment.
Exciting, but probably a bit scary, too.
Definitely. Her reaction is like, London. Me. She's never traveled for work before. There's excitement, but also that familiar hint of apprehension.
Her notebook entry captures that, doesn't it? London. English outside the office. Let's see who I am there. a test of her integrated self.
Yeah, it's a challenge she's setting for herself. And she navigates Heathrow okay, thinks of the accents as just different music to the English she knows,
Hmm.
checks into her hotel fine, little successes.
Building confidence on the go.
Mm-hmm. At the London office, she meets colleagues like Priya, notes their English is fast but clear. She participates in the workshop, gives her a presentation about her team's work back home.
And how's that received?
Really well. People comment on the ideas. That's smart. We could try that here. And on her delivery, you're a natural speaker, clear and human.
Clear and human. That's great feedback.
It is. But maybe even more significant is the social side. Going to dinner with the team, navigating those relaxed, faster conversations. She even tells a joke.
No way. That shows real comfort.
It does. And she realizes this is English too, not just meetings, not just emails. This is life. It's fully integrated now.
That sounds like true fluency in a way. Not just accuracy, but comfortable participation in life.
Exactly. And Priya gives her a gift before she leaves with a note thanking her for sharing her voice, saying it reminded them to slow down and speak clearly with heart.
Wow. Anna's authenticity impacting others again.
Yeah. So Anna reflects on her whole journey, her final notebook entry. London. Not just a trip, a mirror. I saw myself and liked who I saw. She leaves London feeling confident.
What a journey. From nervous newcomer to confident international colleague.
It really is. Her story is such a powerful example of, well, perseverance, the value of taking things step by step, and how communication skills really can transform your confidence and your opportunities.
Absolutely. It wasn't magic. It was consistent effort, embracing the challenges, learning as she went.
Right, and celebrating those steps forward.
So thinking about the takeaways for you listening, there's so much here. That idea of embracing discomfort as the start of growth.
Definitely. And the importance of support, finding mentors like Mark, peers like Lucy, asking for help.
And the power of practice, those small wins adding up over time. You don't get confidence overnight.
Not at all. And that huge mindset shift from fearing mistakes to seeing them as just part of learning, necessary even.
Yeah, letting go of perfectionism, which ultimately leads to finding your own voice, speaking through the fear like Anna learned.
Exactly. Confidence isn't about never feeling scared. It's about doing it anyway. Showing up, like she said, putting in the work, connecting with people.
So maybe the question for everyone listening, reflecting on Anna's story, is something like, what's one small thing, one step you could take, maybe even today, to push your own communication comfort zone just a little bit?
How can you move towards sharing your voice more confidently, even if it's not perfectly fluent?
A great thought to end on. Finding your own way to speak through the fear.